What's up YouTube? Matthew with Medicated Vision Tricks here, bringing you another video. Today I'm going to be doing my first in-depth, full-length review of a mechanical mod. So, yeah, let's dive right into it. I was thinking to myself, I've had this thing for a while. I know enough about it now. I enjoy it a lot. I'd like to do a review about it. It's been out for quite a while. There's plenty of other reviews about it, but one more won't hurt, and maybe it'll help someone make an informed decision. So, whatever. And I got nothing else better to do, to be quite honest. So let's dive right into it. The mod I'm going to be looking at today is the AR mod by TAC Mods USA. I have the brass version. As you can see, my serial number is AR7611. So, anyway, like I said, brass version, made by TAC Mods USA. What can I say about this thing? Obviously, the first thing you'll notice is they modeled it after an actual AR-15 rifle barrel, which I think is pretty cool. It's a cool concept. I've seen mods made by actual modders, not production mods, but mods made by modders with pistol grips and stuff, which I thought was really cool. And this AR rifle barrel mod caught my attention, and so I thought I'd pick it up. I think it's really cool. So anyway, you'll see that there's a lot of holes that you can see through. Ooh, hello, I see you. Can you see me? Yeah. Anyway, so there are 4 rows of holes that, as you turn this around, each row has 6 holes, making a total of 24 big, gigantic-ass holes. I'd say they're about ½ an inch in diameter apiece. So that is, that's a lot of battery venting. So if you're managing to get your battery hot in this mod, you're doing something terribly wrong, and you need to stop it immediately or you're going to hurt yourself. So anyway, no chance of your battery getting way too warm in this thing, which I really like. Obviously, these weren't battery venting holes. They're just part of the design of the AR-15 barrel, and they serve that purpose, and they serve that purpose very well. I've never had a battery get hot, and I've done some stupid things and ran some stupid builds on a single 18650. So, anyway, let's get into taking this thing apart, shall we? All right. Well, before we do that, let's take a look at the top and bottom cap. So, top cap first. They have this really, really cool crosshair design, as you see. I also believe that if you have one of the older tanks that draws their air from the bottom, these serve as the air channels for the air to come in and up through the bottom of the whatever addy you're using. I don't know of any that are made nowadays that still use that kind of technology, but they're out there, so that's cool. And I also just think the fucking crosshairs look really, really sick. The one con I will say off the bat, as far as the top cap goes, is this. You'll see this copper center pin, which is nice. Copper is great for conductivity. It's not adjustable. It's not spring-loaded or floating. It is just there. It's stuck where it is. It's so, some of your atomizers will fit perfectly flush. I have several RDAs that fit absolutely flush on this thing. I have a couple that have a little tiny gap that doesn't it doesn't bother me at all. If you're really OCD, it might bother you, but whatever. I've yet to come across a mod that won't make a connection with this thing, which was what I was worried about at first, having a non-adjustable pin. But all the mods I've used so far will make a connection with this thing, so that's cool. So the worst you got to worry about there is a little gap. Big deal. Anyway, so to the bottom side, the switch. This is probably my favorite part, and we'll get more into this in a little bit. But here, let me see if I can get this right side up. It is the switch. That is the TAC Mods USA logo. Once again, they got a different style of crosser, but they still got the crosshair design in it, which I think is fucking awesome. It's so cool looking. Really nice scripted T right in the center of the crosshairs for TAC Mods. My webcam is pretty crappy, so I know for a fact you can't read it. But up here in the top right corner, you'll see a little bit of writing. It says TechMods USA. Down opposite that, on this side where I'm tapping, you'll see more writing that says Made in USA. So that's what that little bit of writing says. Anyway, one last thing about the Switch, you'll notice the cutout for it and the Switch itself are an octagonal design, meaning it has 8 sides, which is going to come into play here in a little bit, and I'll tell you and show you why. And I think it's fucking awesome. So let's take this bad boy apart, and I'll get you even more in depth. Before we fully take it apart, I want to show you the threading on this thing. Now, a lot of the time, mods like this will have really chunky threading on the top and bottom, especially the bottom cap, you know, where you'll give it 2 turns and it's pretty much in there, you know, not much. This is actually a lot finer threading, if you can see that. But Jesus, I've never come across threads that are this buttery smooth. So watch this. I'm going to set this gently in there and then... Okay, don't do that. I'm going to set this gently in there, and boom. One flick of the fingers, one snap of the fingers, it screwed itself all the way in. It's not going to get any tighter. I mean, that's badass. So, let's watch this. Wait. You see that? That's fucking awesome. It's so smooth. God damn it. But my fingers are fumbly today. See that snapped all into place? That's awesome. Same goes for the top cap too. Top cap's super smooth. So anyway, let's take this thing apart. Take a look at the body first. Like I said, not a whole lot to write home. I mean, it's basically symmetrical. You can flip it either way you want. It doesn't matter. Both threading is the same on both sides. The only thing, it depends on how you want your serial number AR6711 for me, how you want it orientated. It's up to you. But you can have it either way, which is pretty cool. So put that to the side. Nothing to write home about there. Let's take a look at the top cap first, because I want to save the Switch for last. So once again, the top cap's got the crosshairs, got the non-adjustable copper center pin. You'll notice it's very dirty in there because I used the hell out of this thing. You'll see on the bottom, this thing right here, I'm talking about the one closest, that my fingernail's touching, closest to the brass part. It's not going to move. It's not adjustable. But you can adjust this pin for battery rattle, so that's nice. You know, you can use your flat tops, your button tops, whatever. You can adjust that for battery rattle. So at least that's there. That's nice. So put that. Oh, and one more thing about the contacts on these things. All the contacts on these things are solid copper, really thick ass chunks of copper. Look at that, thick, and just the surface area is gigantic. I mean, that's fucking, you know, well overlaps on all sides the area needed on my 35 amp EFES battery. I mean, comparatively, look at that. I mean, it just covers it completely. So I like that. It's got a lot of conductivity on these contacts, which is nice. Speaking of conductivity, one thing I will note is a lot of people, I'm sure, are going to comment and say, well, these things have horrible voltage drop, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, if you YouTube and you look, you'll see plenty of videos of people who actually have the equipment. I don't have it with me. I don't have the equipment to show you, to physically giving you an example of the voltage drop on this thing, so I don't know. So, but really, to me, that is good. I mean, what I don't know doesn't hurt me. I mean, this thing hits hard. It fucking vapes like a champ, like a beast. So, you know, telling me that it has 0.5 voltage drop doesn't bother me a bit. I don't care. I just choose not to think about it. You know, whatever. It's not a copper meg mod. It's not a box. It is what it is. But it still looks like a champ. So don't even worry about that. I won't. So anyway, yeah, the Switch. Let's get to the Switch, baby. One more time, I'll show you the TechMods logo. TechMods USA. That's really octagonal button. The other side, you got the circular copper contact once again. It is really, really thick ass copper, really big surface area. I mean, it's damn near the diameter of the switch itself. Not the whole piece, but the switch itself. I mean, they crammed as much surface area of copper as they could in this thing, which is really nice. Um, they're putting as much contact as they can in there for your flow of current and conductivity. So anyway, um, what I was going on about earlier about the octagonal button, it doesn't spin. Plain and simple, it doesn't spin. It's awesome. It's like when they came out with the square center posts in the RDAs that don't spin. It's like that. Let's take a look. Here's another one of my mods. It's the Caravella mod. It's beautiful. It's classy. I'll say it is. I just dropped something important. Damn it. Fuck it. I will say that this is the classier of my mods. A little bit better looking per se. It's really, it's nice, high end. But the thing that drives me crazy about it is the fact that it's got a locking ring, which doesn't bother me. But every time I screw it and unscrew the locking ring, and over, it loosens the switch, and eventually I'm gonna undo the locking ring, and the switch just falls out. The spring will pop out sometimes, and I can't find it, and it's a pain in the ass. And I'm just like, fuck, man. I wish that wouldn't happen. And it happens, it's not like it's happened just once. I mean, gradually it loosens, and it's gonna happen. I know it's going to happen. So if I'm not proactive and I go in there and tighten it before that happens, it will. And I've lost the spring twice that way. So it's not cool. So that's what I love about this octagonal button. Also what I like is that you can adjust the throw on this thing. You see how I have the switch nice and flush with the outer part? If you want, let's see. Tighten. I want a much shorter throw. So I'm going to tighten this copper contact, this pin. This thing tightens down a lot. Still past the insulators. So there you go. Still past the insulator, so it's still going to make contact. And then you see how recessed that is into that? That's crazy. And there's like no throw to it whatsoever. So if you're one of these guys who likes to just touch it with your pinky, I mean, it'll get it firing, and that's pretty cool. Me, I like a little bit of a longer throw, so I'm going to loosen this back up. But I just thought that was another cool feature about this thing. Let's see where this lands me. So right about there is cool where I like it. Maybe not flush, but just a little bit recessed. And that's another thing I like about these recessed buttons is you can set them on, unlike this mod, if the locking ring's not on and you set it down face up like that, it's going to start firing because the button's pushing. These, the recessed button, you can set it down without having to fiddle with a locking ring, and you ain't got no problems. So anyway, let me put this thing back together. I'm going to throw this eFest battery in there. Put the top cap on. Put the eFest battery in. And I'm going to do a quick vape for you just to show you. Fuck, I love those threads. God, that's nice. What am I going to use? I dropped my tobe earlier. That's what I was looking for. So I guess I'll use the Ivogo Flybone today, which has, I believe, some dual fused Claptons in it. Let me check. Yep, some dual fused Claptons. And yeah, it's making a perfect connection. Woohoo! And that's an angry ass fucking coil right there. I'm telling you guys, this thing fucking hits. I don't care what these guys say about voltage drop. This thing fucking chucks. So let me add a little bit more fluid to the tank. It's an expression. I know it's not a tank. It's a fucking RDA. By the way, this is one of my favorite RDAs to date, the Ivogo Flybone. The Authentic is absolutely cheap as hell, so I would recommend picking one up. The Authentic was like 30 bucks. So anyway, here's a quick vape shot. Absolutely beautiful. So anyway, guys, one more time. Like I said, if I had my... Hold on a second. Where's that damn Talbot? Okay, anyway, I'll use a different one, but just to show you, I do have several, like for instance, I'll use the Doge, okay? I have the gold, brass, whatever, Doge, and it just looks so good on this mod. I mean, the color match, I mean, it just fucking is a sick looking setup. It's just badass. So that, what else? I got the brass cats by RJ Mods. I think that's a really cool looking setup too. Where's that cat? There it is. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. But anyway, I appreciate you checking me out. Like, thumbs up, subscribe, do whatever. This video took me 4 takes to do. So please, I put a lot of work into it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that maybe this can help some people make an informed decision. If you're looking into buying one of these, I would suggest getting one. I will say that this is a clone. I'll let y'all know that, and I picked it up for about 20 bucks, and it performs every bit as good as the authentic. It just performs fantastic. I've had no problems with it. Not to mention this thing, it's fucking solid as shit. If I got mugged, I could probably beat somebody to death with this thing. It is heavy in the hand, and I like... one last thing. A lot of people will talk about the design with these little edges right here. Say, oh, it's sharp, it hurts my hand to hold like that all day. Unless you're like Incredible Hulking it and squeezing as hard as you can, even that, like, didn't even really mark up my hand at all. I mean, they're not sharp, they're smooth edges, they're rounded edges. I mean, they're edges in a way, but they're smoothed out. I mean, I fucking love the way this grip feels. So to people who are complaining about that, grow a pair. Because I think that this thing feels great in the hand. Okay, aside from that, like I said, I give this mod my thumbs up, my approval. I haven't had any problems with it. So thank you again for watching my review. This is Matthew with Medicated Vision Tricks, Vape Fam. Much love. Appreciate the support. Keep watching, tuning in. Vape on.